Good morning, afternoon, evening, depending when, you know, whoever watched this clicks this video. How much is a life worth? You know, uploaded in the playlist about Richard Garcia. I think his sister used to call him Danny. But, I remember in 2001, I believe, or going on 2002. No, it was 2001, I think. Actually, no, let me backtrack. That was before. It had to be before that. I'm not too sure. Not to remember. Around that time, yeah. He had a child with a girl. I forgot what her name was, but it was in Elizabeth. It was North Elizabeth. I saw Richard. Richard picked me up. I went to his apartment, and uh, uh, we saw the movie Legally Blonde. His girlfriend was like on the couch. He was sitting in front of her, but then I think it was that time. He brought his kid from like the bedroom and he brought her in the kitchen. She was sitting in the high chair. Her name was Annabelle. I think she was like 1.5, 2 years old. Maybe even less, one something. She could barely talk. She wasn't even speaking. And they were just like in the bedroom and stuff. And she left it alone, so I just started going like this, just swaying up and down. Like with kids, we used to play in Poland, like peekaboo, you know, trying to make her laugh. She started giggling and laughing, you know. Okay, well that's good. And they just didn't understand it or something like that. They thought it was stupid or something like that, you know. And it was just odd, Like, oh, excuse me. It's just weird. It's like how you give a life to a being, right? And then you don't know how to take care of it. And, years later, I asked other people about that. They just didn't, they didn't know he had the kid, or they were lying that he didn't have the kid, And I saw Richard's Facebook pictures. Years that went on. I think it was after his incarceration or something like that. I can't find him on Facebook now because I looked at his Facebook and people were calling him a thief. After robbing a blind person or something. Not just robbing him personally, but him, his mom, and his a different girlfriend. I think his wife. He has 2 kids with her now. They were robbing this man, but I looked at his Facebook and that little girl wasn't there. I don't know what this kid Jimmy Garcia. He was laughing, not laughing, but he was lying about it. They were just making me. I felt like, what's what? I'm crazy. I'm making this stuff up. And someone, when someone let me know that like, the baby, like yeah, they gave her pills, or she overdosed, or she choked on it. You know, I don't think I even knew that back then. I just, it came to my light recently. I mean, it's disturbing. A young life, a young child, right? You know, and it's like, well, where is the compassion, the sympathy, and it's like I made the other videos talking about, not everyone should be a parent. I'm not saying that baby could have been a great human being, a low human being, genius, dumb, stupid. It doesn't matter. It's about that baby probably feels something, and I don't even know if she was dehydrated or not. I don't even understand. I mean, and I understand. I don't even know. I don't even know they knew the basics of how to take care of that child. I don't think Richie over there even wanted a kid. Especially then. And it's like anybody can just get a girl pregnant, but did she even want it? And then who suffers that life? You know, yeah. Um, yeah. That night, that was always a apartment night. Yeah, I made the little girl laugh. Annabelle was her name. I made her laugh and this and that. And I was like, I remember all the details. But then I went home and then I saw I mean, I just saw, I was in the corridor, the hall, and I heard his friend Joey coming up the stairs with his friends, and I knew it was them. I think I hid. I didn't want to see them. They went past me, and I kind of jumped over the stairs like on some what's that sport called? I forget. It was a pretty high jump. This kid said, "Oh, let me do it." I'm like, "Yeah, give me a couple dollars," because it's he threw like $1 bill or something like that. I was like, "What the fuck?" And I walked away. And I was like, "What is that? You gonna?" And I think it was his cousin. He was younger, so like, then I was like, "No, I'm not gonna impress you for like I don't care. Even you're hanging around with them. I don't care for. I didn't take the dollar or anything. I just walked down the hall, and I never came back. And then like, 2 3 years later, yeah, I went to Richard's house. He was back at his mother's house on Pennington Street. The one that they put the article in. And that's when I was trying to tell about the little girl Annabelle, but I didn't hear anything. And they didn't tell me about anything. At least I don't remember. I like to talk to Richie about that. So people told me like I don't know, they fed her pills or something. And it was his girlfriend's mom's idea to give her some stuff. I don't know if she suffocated and she overdosed. I don't know. Trying to look up records, but there's like no records. I don't know. I'm not that handy on research. I'm not. I could easily pay like some amount to a website. Maybe I'll get some results, but there's plenty of websites. How do I know that one has all the information? But I mean, it is scary and disgusting. It really is. Because uh, I have grievances to my relatives. And there's a couple of us. One of my cousins that I try to talk to him about that, about him having grievances to all the adults. They're being so ignorant and hateful and like just into themselves. How many people out there actually have a child and but in the early 20s they still want to party this and that. You know, they want to hang out, they want to smoke their weed, right? Have people over, and you have a baby and stuff. But that's one thing because maybe you could balance it somehow. You have your little fun when the kid's not around or something like that. But the fact that you have no concept of how to take care of the young person. You don't care if they live or die, or if they're happy or well nourished and taken care of physically and mentally, emotionally. I mean, what is your purpose? What is your purpose for doing that? You just you're torturing a sentient being right there. You know, and there's a lot of people like that. There's a lot of people like that. Tupac's song "Brenda's Got a Baby" was never my favorite song. It was a old school beat. It was a tragedy. It was disgusting. It was talking about that Brenda had a secret. She gave birth and she threw the baby in the dumpster or something like that. It's disgusting because that happens. I mean, to be an infant child is the most vulnerable thing. That's why I'm very skittish about picking up actual baby because they're not just they're very fragile. Their bones aren't developed. They need the ultimate care. But even if they're like 2 years old or something like that, they still do. They still do. They see your face, what are you doing, and they recognize it. They're trying to learn, and they're looking for empathy and warmth. Typically from a mother. Because females are the ones that uh, that they nourish, the ones that nourish the baby. But it's just how far do you go when um, you just don't care about that. You have fun with a girl, you got her pregnant, now what? So life is gonna suffer.